Hello, dearies. We are here once again on Judy TV show where I talk about marriage and marriage related trending issues. And my name, as you all know, is Judith. Friends, we are still on Yul Edochie because this guy doesn't just want to rest. I don't know why. I just like to ask, are we really sure that everything is okay with you? Is you really okay? I asked that question because there's this lady that is based in the diaspora. I think she's based in Germany, and then she is I think she has an insider. I don't know how she gets her information and all that. She's always giving updates and on what is going on in this whole trio of you, May, and Judy, and Yu's family by extension. So the latest update she gave was that you approached Obi Cubana. Make una dey listen o. That you approach to Obi Cubana. Obi Cubana, like you all know, is a socialite and an entrepreneur and a businessman. And then he approached the guy, and they now asked him to help him, you, to beg May, his wife. This thing is still revolving around May. Nobody is now talking about Judy, something like that. So he now said he should help him to beg May that he wants to have access to. No. Which word did he use now? He wants to be strong in the life of his children. That he wants to be strong in the life of his children with May. So further to the allegation, the lady now said that the Obi Kubana now said to him, listen, I recall a few years ago, about 3, 4 years ago, when this whole buha started. And I called you as a younger brother and I said to you, listen, don't choose your family over a side chick. I mean, choose your family over a side chick. The way you are going about this thing is destructive. Don't go this route, okay? Choose your family over this side chick, regardless of whatever. You can take the child, since a child is now involved, you can take the child and then plead with your family to accept the child, but let this lady go. That you said no, that you can handle it. The two women will understand each other with time, and everything will be settled, everybody will be happy, and so on and so forth. Now that you have seen how you play, to the extent that you guys are already divorced, I mean, Yul and May, that you guys are now divorced, then you are now coming back to now say he should come and help you to beg May. Beg May as how? Meanwhile, you went to a podcast and now said that your son called you and told you that he got an admission and that he's inviting you to come on his matric day. Then you now give him the excuse that you'll not be able to come, that you're a very busy man, that he didn't tell you on time, and then you sent pocket money to him, that you're even showing on your phone evidence of transfer of payment or whatever of the money, whatever amount of money that you gave to him. He said, okay, that when your daughter also, graduated, that you didn't say anything to her. And then when she marked her birthday, her latest birthday, because Daniel is now 21, you didn't also say anything to her. So who do I now go to ask May to have access, with you, since you already have access with them? Except if you're saying the last boy that is just 9. You now said, just try for me. He said, okay, what makes you think that if I speak to May, that May will agree? He said, because May likes talking to people of his class. Hey, what I do? You. That's why I'm asking, and I still ask it. Is everything okay with you? Is you really okay? So at the end of the day, Obi Kubana now declined and now said to him, okay, if you want me to talk to May, I could talk to her, but all I'm saying is that I don't think, she will listen to me, based on what transpired and everything. So he said, okay, let me see what I can do. That is allegedly good. But my own that I'm now asking, is everything okay with you? This is a guy that came on Honest Punch card, a podcast. Nobody, there was no issue at all because the divorce pulled through in January of this year. Nobody, there was, like I said, there was no issue at all. All of a sudden, he just went to podcast and it was just made that this guy was discussing. Oh, I met my wife at GCE Center. I married at 22. I was happy. My father also married at 22. In fact, I'm getting married that time was the best thing that happened to me. Now that we are divorced, I wish her well. Trust me. I wish, it was just, he didn't even mention Judy Austin. He did not even mention Judy Austin. That my son, that yes, that was when he now mentioned that his son, I mean, the Carl is a second son, but it's like it's the first now since this first has passed, Kambili, that the son called him and now told him that he got an admission. Is it to read medicine or to study medicine? Please tell me at the comment section. Please let me know so that I don't say the wrong thing. Do you read medicine or do you study medicine? Which one? Let me just know at the comment section, okay? So whichever one, the boy now called his father, you now told his son that he does not have time, that he's a very busy man, that he'll be busy on that day, that he will not have time. But this is you that goes to Asaba, Delta State, South Nigeria, to go and be doing go for burials and one function or the other. But for his own son, biological son, he say he doesn't have time. And tomorrow now, you not come and say that is made, that is poisoning the children's mind against you. But this boy called you direct, and you said that to him, and you think this boy doesn't understand. The boy now said, okay. He now sent the boy money that he was proudly showing on podcast. The money you sent to your son as a pocket money. That made people even started dragging him, and I was asking, okay, you've given pocket money. What about school fees? It's men that pay school fees, or fathers that pay school fees. So what about school fees? You didn't pay school fees, but you're giving what is it called now? A pocket money. And only God knows how much he gave, whether it was 50,000 or 100 or whatever amount. He was now calling it pocket money. It was pocket money that he gave to him, and that he paid it through the mother or whatever. He was just trying to explain what is not necessary. Okay, and the same way, this the bad man lawyer. Emeka, when he was supporting May or speaking up for May or something, that he will always come and give updates on the social media on his platform, about May, about his divorce proceedings, between her and you. The Emeka man at one point said that you started beating May after Kambili passed. And don't forget that, that year the boy died, that was passed, sorry, that was in 2023. Yes, 2023. You branded that year as his best year. But May said that this year was so terrible, so horrible for her. So, the experience and everything about the son that passed, because that boy was 16, when what happened. But you, on the contrary, now said that year is his, best year. I don't think he was just saying, maybe he was just saying that to, like, rubbish his wife, or, pepper his wife and all that over your own son, the guy that bears your name, the guys that if anything happens to you today, you achieve continuity, through him. Okay. Meanwhile, the Emeka of a man now further said that Danielle at one point, that is their first child, now at one point I asked you, her father, for her school fees. The you now said to her, Danielle, that go to your mother. Your mother makes more money than myself. So go to her and collect your school fees. So that is the same children that you now say that you want to be strong in their lives. And that is the same children that you're saying that their mother turned against you. But you are speaking to them directly, and you are now telling them this. That's why I said, is everything okay with you? No, on a more serious note, I just made a video where I said, why do you have to cajole May to accept a non-existent polygamy when you have not said you didn't pay the bride price of Judy Austin? So where is the polygamy that you are cajoling this woman to accept? Because he said he did not pay the bride price of Judy Austin. Only for him, after 3 or 4 days, after he posted the movie that the father acted with Judy Austin, who has been saying that he doesn't want Judy Austin and everything. When you posted it, it had a lot of views, millions of views there. The same you now came out and now started calling Judy Austin, Yul Edochie, my baby, baddest producer, and so on and so forth. But her name was not put as a producer on the flyer of the movie. That's why I said, is everything okay with this guy? Is everything okay? And the person that you went to meet, that is, what is his name, Obi Cubana, was the same man that called you and now said to you, don't do this. This route you're going is wrong. It's destructive. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Please don't take this route. Choose your family over this side chick matter. And you refused. Now you're going back to the same man to ask him to now beg your wife after you have been divorced. Somebody should make it make sense to me. And the children that you say you want to be strong in your life, Danielle has graduated. She has done her youth service. I think the other day, Meta called her. I think the only Nigerian Meta called for one program or the other. Now, the second son, that is now like a first son, that's Carl, is now in a school. That's why I say, is he reading medicine or studying medicine? Whichever one. That's what he's doing. Then Zain, that is the last child, is about 9. He just turned 9, marked his birthday, and then some people started trolling me. Oh, that she's a billionaire, billionaire, but she didn't do the birthday elaborate. I said no. Children of that age, young children of that age, that are still minor, so to say, it is in their school that they mark their birthdays. And in some schools, they insist that you have to wear your uniform. But this guy wore mufti. Apparently, they just decided to, like, okay, allow him to wear mufti. So his siblings came and the mother was there and they did a small cake and then mineral, because that's what they do in the school, that everybody can afford that. Because when you allow somebody who is very rich to come and do it in a very elaborate way, then this person that is not as rich as this person will now feel intimidated, and their child will also be affected, because he will feel less value, when he's standing with his peers or schoolmates or something. So the school, in their wisdom, now decided to, like, okay, let it be done in the school, and then you just bring a small cake and then mineral, that if you now go home and decide to do anything, that's when but you do that in the school. And that was what May did. Now, is it this boy that is now 9 years old that Yul is now asking that he wants to be strong in his life? The reason why I'm asking this is that, for me, first of all, that boy is a minor. Nobody will allow you to be with that boy. Meanwhile, Yul doesn't have a house, because where he's allegedly living with Judy Austin in Abuja, we all heard that he has not been there. That is, at a point, he now went back to Enugu, where his father lives. He now stayed with his father. Apparently, when they were working on this movie or something, but that is with his father. Is that where you want to pull the boy out from his school to take the boy to Enugu? Or is it the one that is now in the university, the first child now, that, will now come and, how? Or is it Daniel that, you have rubbed so many times, that to the point that this girl now decided to say, you know what, she yanked off the father's name? Is it the same girl that you want to be strong in her life? Or is it an indirect way to, like, get this student to now be giving, especially Daniel, targeting Daniel, so that, you can be begging Daniel money, and then to now use that to be getting to their mother? Meanwhile, I'm not saying you did that. Meanwhile, the way their brother passed, they have not forgotten. The memory is still there. To each and every one of us, everybody has been, what could have happened to a 16-year-old boy, hale and hearty? Because by the time they rushed him after he slumped, they rushed him to the hospital. They said, look, this guy is dead on arrival, or brought in dead. And then so nobody knows what happened. And then for the father now to say that year that boy passed is his best year. And then 2 weeks after the boy was buried, I think he was buried a month after or something. 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the boy was buried, we saw Yul and Judy Austin dancing on social media. Do you know who we are? That dance Judy Austin was doing, like, do you know who we are? So, and you're not saying you want that. Meanwhile, this woman, you have access to these children. So which other access do you want? Besides, it was a court that gave a restraining order to you. Because that time he started beating May, the man said also that there was a time he pulled a gun, maybe a gun to shoot her, or a gun to, to cajole her, to force her to accept Judy Austin. The woman now said no. That was when she now ran to court, and then her lawyers now filed for that restraint. I think it was Safemi Falana, that the senior advocate of the revered senior advocate of Nigeria, that handled that case for her. So that was when they now approached the court and now, requested for restraining order, restraining this guy. So, are you now going to Obi Cubana? Is Obi Cubana the court of law? The court gave this order. If you want to vacate that order, the simple thing and the wisest thing to do, you go back to the court and now ask the court, okay, I want this order to be vacated because, you gave your reasons. Then May will also come, or her lawyers will come and also say, no, this is it, this is it. The court in their wisdom will also say, no, let's leave it the way it is. But you're now going to Obi Cubana. You want Obi Cubana to compel May to now violate the court order that she filed for or that she sued for. How does it? That's why I said, is everything okay with you? Is just everything okay with this guy? Does he not have lawyers that could advise him, this is the best way to? As a matter of fact, Yul's lawyer is a barrister. Yul's mother is a lawyer. So he has somebody, close to him that can advise him. But for him now to come and be begging, what is it called, Obi Cubana, then Obi Cubana will now go and tell May. May will now accept that, how? When you already have access to, because you told us that the boy called you. So you talk to your children. Now, this is the same you that is now talking. That's why I kept on asking, is everything okay with this guy? And I mean this question. Somebody should answer me at the comment section. This is the same guy that Judy Austin is keeping the 2 children of her ex-husband, Mr. Emmanuel Obasi. This man, tried to reach out to their family, to Yul, to the Yul's parents. No, nothing. He now came and did the podcast he did. Judy supporters were just busy mocking the man. But the Yul now said to the man that if he knows how to go about his about that, if he wants access to his children, he should contact his ex-wife, that he has no hand in it. How do you tell me that? How? The lady that you're supposedly married to, even though you said you've not paid her bride price. Because if you have three children with her and you guys are living together, the lady came out and said, you took her in and the two children, and then you provided accommodation for those children, and then you're paying their school fees. But here, you're not paying the school fees of your own biological children with May. May took up the responsibilities without uttering any word, without running you down. You are now going to say you want access to the children. How? Which other access more than the one that you're getting? The children will not even feel free, coming to you. They won't feel free because today the pains of losing their brother is still there. That they are young people. So the way a mature person will handle pains is not the same way that these people will handle it. The way you can accommodate pains and then bear it and then something like that, it's not the same way they handle it. And then you're now saying that these children, you now want to be going to their house and coming back. You want used to use them to be going to a German shop, so you want to visit your children, then you go to a German, and you think me is not reasonable, and you think the court of law is not wise enough to know what you're getting at. Because if you're genuine about what you say, you approach the court. Like I said, you all has lawyers. Somebody a legal representative represented him while the divorce case was on. So you go back to the person, then let the person now file for this. But no, you will not want to do it like that. He will want to go to the backyard to be begging Obi Cubana as how. Meanwhile, Judy Austin is keeping another man's children, and you don't want the man to have access to his own children, and then you're having access to your own, and then you're still complaining. And you think May is not maybe since May showed the engagement ring the way she was doing like this in Spain, or could it maybe that's the trigger for all this back and forth? Because help me make it make sense. I don't want another man to bring up my children. I will not be alive. But you are bringing up Obasisi. Well, I doubt whether you all is well. I really, really doubt. I'm telling you, guys. I saw that one. I said, which guy Magana be this one? Which guy Magana? Yeah. Well, you just think that people that are saying stop dragging me, you and Judy, it's been a long time. They will always put up a controversial thing. They will just always put up a controversial thing. Otherwise, why will you be making noise about that he wants more access to his children? It's a simple thing. Approach the court because court give a restraining order. So if you approach the court, whatever they decide, then you flow in that direction. But you're not going to just create a unnecessary scene and unnecessary drama. That's what I call it. And I see it as rascality. Friends, I beg. I like to end this video here, please. As usual, let me know your opinion at the comment section so that we'll further the conversation there, okay? You know how we do it now at the comment section. I'll be there waiting for you guys, okay? Thank you so very much for always watching my videos, for the wonderful comments, for the commendations, for everything, for everything. I am grateful to you guys. So very great. I cross my heart. I'm so grateful to you guys, okay? Thank you so very much, okay? So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.